YouTube, what's going on? Beauty Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell, the man that's seen the place to be in the QC&C. Hello, friends. Welcome into your Summerslam 2015 preview predictions. Let's see here. Just like a lot of you, if you're an older wrestling fan like I am, you remember growing up, you had those 4 pay-per-views that you look forward to every single year. The Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, of course, goes without saying, SummerSlam, and then Survivor Series. Well, times have changed, and sometimes, unfortunately, and as much as we are wrestling fans, it seems like it's just another pay-per-view coming down the pipe. Well, I will give WWE credit this year. They're trying something different. They're really pushing hard to make SummerSlam feel special as it used to be back in the day. Now, will it be a success, or have we gotten too used to the way things were before? With it just being another pay-per-view. I mean, we're talking 4 hours here, people. Even I'm a little nervous. And I've told you it's become tradition in the home of Bezell around here. Those pay-per-views, Sunday evenings, me and my lady, we get together, try to have a nice dinner, sit back and watch some good wrestling. This one might be rough, but let's see what you think. Let's talk about it. Just bear in mind, the card I'm getting ready to give you is in no bearing on the order of the actual card. But we will see Dolph Ziggler with Lana on his corner versus Rusev with Hot Summer by his side. That one's going to be, I think, has potential to be interesting on a few other levels. Let's see here. Also, we're going to have, as we know with the renewed push for the Divas division, Team Bella, Nikki and Brie Bella with Alicia Fox, Team Bad, Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina versus PCB, Paige, Charlotte, Becky Lynch. Don't worry, we're going to dissect some of these. Let's keep going here. Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Now, bear in mind, Owens is going to be doing double duty. Owens is going to be in the main event the night before at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Stephen Amell with Neville versus Stardust and King Barrett. Also, we're going to have a fatal 4-way tag team title match. Los Matadores, The New Day, Lucha Dragons, and the Primetime Players, who are the champions. Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, the newly reunited Wyatt family, versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, 2 former Shield compatriots. IC title triple threat match, The Big Show with the A-lister, The Miz, and also the champion Ryback. Champion takes all. The U.S. champion John Cena versus the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. We're also going to have Randy Orton versus Sheamus. I don't think anything is on the line here except probably just personal pride. And our main event, at least as we stand here, is what they've kind of led us to believe, the match too big for WrestleMania, as they put it. Brock Lesnar versus the Phenom, The Undertaker. Alrighty, let's do a little dissecting here, my friends. Dolph Ziggler with Lana and Rusev with Hot Summer. Hopefully, for my taste, once again, this is just Bezell Speaks, to each their own. For my taste, hopefully, Lana will come to her senses and try to win her man back. Also, wouldn't it be funny if Rusev had both women on his side and eventually they do the same thing as far as having her and Summer, see who can win over Rusev the most? I think that could be fun storyline-wise, because wasn't the whole point of them doing this was trying to get prep Lana for a face turn? It's kind of really not catching on, so maybe they can bring her back with this and still kind of slowly work that angle. In the meantime, we get some more of Lana, who I thought was best as a heel. We get more of that, to kind of fill in the gaps there. But either way, call that match. Bezell Speaks. Rusev, Hot Summer. Hopefully Lana comes to her senses. But Rusev goes over Dolph Ziggler. Team Bella versus Team Bad versus Team PCB. Oh, I really don't know where to go with this one. My gut tells me that because there's no title on the line, that one of these newcomers does have a chance to win. But I just can't swallow it anymore. You know as well as I do, folks, we're all pretty intelligent wrestling fans around here, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. But let me tell you, they are trying to make Nikki Bella be someone we talk about 20 years from now. They're trying their best to make her this dominant force. And even in this tag situation, I see them going over. So I'm calling it. Team Bella will be your winner. Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. As I just mentioned, Cesaro will be in the main event the night before. They'll probably use that as a crutch or an excuse, so we'll have Cesaro go over. Now, my only real problem with this is Kevin Owens had a lot of steam just a couple months ago. I mean, me and my girlfriend both were we get sit up in our chairs, we get pumped up when we hear the music. I mean, that's not easy to do. I don't want to say for a jaded wrestling fan like me, but just for an older guy that's kind of seen a lot. I mean, that to me, y'all had something there, and you're kind of letting it go down the toilet. So I hope that Owens wins this match, but I just don't see it, and I definitely don't really see him winning the match at NXT Takeover. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to do a Takeover preview video as well. Little spoiler for you there. Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow, and Neville versus Stardust and King Barrett. Whew. I mean, and don't get me wrong, guys and gals. I like Stephen Amell as far as the show hour is concerned. I think he's good at what he does. I actually enjoyed the segment that they used to promote this match. But talk about match out of nowhere. You know, back in the day when you had celebrities, usually they would be committed, to selling the match. They'd be there one week, they'd come the next week, or at least they'd be there every other week, something. But we get one little segment with this, and the match is sold and booked. It's a little rough for me to swallow that one, but I just cannot see two goofballs like Stardust and King Barrett going over this, not when they're bringing in a celebrity. But yet, that opens up the other argument of you're letting in celebrities, that beating up pro wrestlers. And where I grew up, that just wasn't something you saw. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So let's call it. Stephen Amell and Neville will win the match. Fatal 4-way for the Tag Team Championships. Los Matadores, New Day, Lucha Dragons, and the Champions Primetime Players. For my taste personally, as I've told you before, New Day is completely over with me. I mean, to me, they're working it. When they first got that gimmick, you want to talk about a death sentence. They're working it. So my hat's off to them. I would like to see them get the belts back, but I think they're over enough to where they don't need them. But on the other hand, the primetime players as the champions, it's not doing nothing for me. Now, please comment down below. Feel free. That's why we do this. I want to hear your thoughts on it as well. But you want to get somebody new in the game? The Lucha Dragons have a lot of potential. I mean, they really do. Kalisto can cut an English promo. I've heard him do a short promo before. They've got some potential there. So we'll see what happens. But for my taste, I like the New Day to win. But I wouldn't be hurt if the Lucha Dragons win. So it is called that match. I'm calling it the New Day will win the titles back. Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Well, there's no way in the world, at least in my book, that they're going to let Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose be defeated. These two want to be top baby faces as far as the company is concerned. It ain't happening. Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, they kind of really don't even know what to do with them anymore, and it's a shame. You never thought, a year later, after as over as this guy was, we're actually having this conversation. This guy was shutting down arenas. People are singing up. Standing up. They're singing. He's got the whole world in his hands. And to each their own. Where I grew up, that was a religious song. It'd be something we would sing in maybe church or church school or Bible study. He's got the whole world singing it. So that just shows you how over it is. Nowadays we do a really good job of separating things like that in public forum. But let me tell you, this guy had the crowd eating out the palm of his hands, and I just don't see it anymore. I'd like for him to get it back. I really would, because I like Bray Wyatt. I actually like Bo Dallas. I think they don't know what to do with him either. I was a fan of their father growing up, so I pull for them. I hope they do well in this business. But not tomorrow, not Sunday night. That's going to have to go to Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. 1, 2, 3. They will get the win. Intercontinental title triple threat match. Boy, this is going to be rough here. Now here's the thing. Luckily, my girlfriend's gone when I'm filming this. But she's a Ryback fan. Me, I'm just not feeling it. No offense to Ryback. I think he has a good look. It works for what we're talking about. This is just pro wrestling. But to me, he did nothing with the belt. Now, bear in mind, he has dealt with an injury. I believe they said he had a staph infection. That's why he's been gone for a few weeks. But still, you can't bring a guy up, belt on his shoulder, cuts a promo telling us he'll be back in a week. He gets into a Miz TV segment with someone. We can't do that while someone's recuperating. So to me, I have almost zero interest in this match. And you know what? I'm going to go for it. I hope The Miz wins. That's right. You heard it right here. Bezell speaks. I hope The Miz wins the IC title. Champion takes all. Our co-main event or our real main event, depends who you ask. The U.S. Champion Jon Cena versus WWE Champion Seth Rollins. With all this build-up, we could talk about this for an hour. But we got to call somebody. We got to call them quick. As much as it breaks my heart to say it, because as you guys know, Seth Rollins has really gotten over with me. He's stepped up. He's always been a good worker, but he's shown. And I remember, we used to talk about him this time a year ago. Boy, those promos just pulling teeth on us. But he's really got into his niche. He works that cowardly, smarky heel very well, and I give him credit. I hope he doesn't lose the belt, but this is Bezell Speaks, and I got to give you the truth. John Cena probably gonna win this belt. I hope not, but what I write on my notes, John Cena's gonna win it. I was almost ready to change horses midstream there, folks, but no, John Cena's gonna win. Bezell Speaks. Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Now, Sheamus is a mixed bag with a lot of you. I hear, do my little checking around on YouTube and things like that. Sheamus has not a lot of fans here lately, but I personally have never had a problem with Sheamus. Never really had a problem with Randy Orton either. So for me, this will be an entertaining match. I think their encounters have been entertaining. Now, please comment down below. I know some of you will be like, oh, Bezell, Randy Orton's boring and Sheamus is this and that. That's fine. To each their own. This is all about opinions. But I hope Sheamus wins. I hope they don't make a joke out of him now that he's Mr. Money in the Bank. So I'm pulling for Sheamus. Sheamus will win the match. This isn't a pull. This is Bezell Speaks. Sheamus will win the match. And here we go. The match too big for WrestleMania, as they say. Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, versus the Phenom, The Undertaker. This one, let's set the notes down. It's straight shoot from the heart, from the hip. Here we go. I was at, among many of shows that I used to go to in my younger days, but I remember being at the Unforgiven, I want to say it was 1999, Charlotte Coliseum, which is no longer standing. Great seats. I remember yelling at The Undertaker. He was the man. He looked dead at me and nodded his head. I cannot believe that I'm getting ready to say what I'm going to say now about that same guy who I had so much respect for and looked up to as a youth. But it's too much. It's too late for me. Please comment down below because this is a touchy subject. I've got all the respect in the world for the Taker, but guys, this is too much, too late. It's too much if you expect me to believe that he can dismantle Brock Lesnar after what we've seen in and out of the ring. It's just too much. They should have did this when they had their WrestleMania feud, and that would have really put over the streak ending. In my opinion, that much more. It's too little, too late. I hate to see him go out like this. He looks like a tired old man. Now, can he whoop my tail? Of course he can. But he just looks like a tired old man out there, and I hate to see him go out like this. But you know what? I almost feel like they're going to give him a win. I really do, but it just won't be believable, especially if Brock Lesnar is going to be the one that's still in the company after this match is said and done. So we got to go with it. Brock Lesnar will defeat The Undertaker. Now, will it be convincingly? Maybe they'll grant him that. Maybe The Undertaker will get him real close, and Brock just gets the win. It just can't be taken out. We'll see. Or maybe Brock gets the pin on Undertaker, but as soon as that hand hits the 1, 2, 3. He's already up, to show that, hey, you've only had me out just for 3 seconds. So we're going to go Brock Lesnar win the match. As much as I hate to talk about The Undertaker like that, but it is what it is. Just like a lot of you, we get older. And me too, your buddy Bezell too. There's things that I could do, 10 years ago, thought I'd be able to do forever. It ain't happening. We get older, folks. And unfortunately in pro wrestling, long gone is that nostalgia or that mystique that we used to have in the 70s, the 80s, and all that kind of stuff. Where the older guy, he'd be big, big gut, fatter, balder than he used to be in his younger years, but he still had that respect. He still had that toughness because things were different. It wasn't about high flying and 6-pack abs. It was just about a big, tough guy you wouldn't want to mess with. So it's a different generation for those of you that might defend The Undertaker on that level. Trust me, you're not preaching to the choir. I get it. It pains me to say this about The Undertaker, but he just looks old, folks. He looks old. He looks like he needs to sit down somewhere. Is he in good shape? He looks like he was in pretty good shape. He looked pretty strong, but it's just not believable. But please, comment down below. We could talk about this all day, but I got to keep moving. We're going to hit you up with some videos this weekend. Don't worry, all my Lucha Underground fans, it's coming. I was kind of hoping to wait that, I'd be able to tell you that we have a season 2 coming in my video of the Ultima Lucha recap, but obviously that hadn't happened yet, so I can't wait any longer. We're going to talk about it. Give me some time. It'll be up today or maybe tomorrow morning. Until we meet again, Definitely share, like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, stick around. We got tons of wrestling talk. Trying to do a little bit of video games as well. We're cooking, repair videos. Stay tuned. There's always something going on right here at BD Wolfgang 1980, aka your boy Bezell. So be good to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be good to one another now. I will see you later. Peace, my friends. Bezell is out.